sort of cactus I was talking about. And as you can see, very much not fuzzy, very much pokey, so pokey. It looks fuzzy when you're driving past it, but it is by no means. It is all the pokey all the time. What I mean by there are several that are like kinds of coral. There's this one here that's all spiny and pokey. And then there's this one here that's kind of smooth. Still got spines, but a different type of coral. And I realize these are not coral. I get that they're cactuses. But they're all different kinds of cactus. And I'm not sure what kind any of them are. Mature saguaros dominate the Sonoran Desert as living examples of the interdependency necessary for both plants and animals. It's an ideal residence for birds, bats, and bees, which find the internal temperatures 20 degrees cooler in summer and correspondingly warmer in winter. Nests deserted by the Gila woodpecker or gilded flicker become home to screech owls and alpha owls, while red-tailed hawks nest in the saguaro arms. The blossoms are open less than 24 hours for pollination and rely on the instincts of birds, bees, and other winged insects by day and moths and bats at night. They will produce 22 million seeds in a lifetime, and many of them will not take root. Many of the seeds are eaten by birds, which find them indigestible, and they void them when perched in mesquite or palo verde trees. And the young cacti growing from these seeds receive the shelter needed for their early growth from the mesquite and palo verde trees. All right, now I gotta figure out what a palo verde tree is. It's just so still out here. I think, though I might be wrong, but I believe this is mesquite. Let's see if the sign says. Obliging bunches. White-throated wood rat. Oh my goodness. Lodge comfortably in the protective interior of the prickly pear cactus, while javelinas, which are these warthog-looking things, relish the pear's thick-skinned, moisture-storing pads. Edible fruit called tunas mature in autumn, nourishing the birds, insects, rabbits, and squirrels. Come over and look at this barrel cactus. You can see the fruit on the top of the barrel cactus. And take a brief walk over here to let a family pass, but also there's what one of these looks like when it's no longer alive. But you can see some of the fruit remaining on this cactus. How they get little pink bits there on the end. I know that this saguaro is very long for this world. It's starting to get really dark at the base. I've seen a couple of them that look like this. Get right up on it and you can see the woodiness of it. but how it's gotten quite brown toward the bottom. It's already lost one limb. It's so tall though. Oh my goodness. Look at that. It's ridiculous how tall these are. Most of the spines have come off of this one. I mean, all the way there on the far end and way up at the top, but all the way down the length, most of the spines are gone. There's a couple there, a couple down here. Now, this is a fairly young saguaro here, shorter than I am. I understand that in the first 8 years, I think it said they grow an inch a year. So this is 30 years old? I don't know. That's not 30 inches. This might be a 52-year-old saguaro, which makes you wonder, if that guy's 32, how old is this guy? I don't know. Nurses of the desert. Lots of shrubs account for most of the greenery in the Sonoran Desert, and while sometimes unnoticed among the larger cacti, they act as vital nurse plants to young seedlings and provide safe havens from predators or smaller animals. Several creosote bushes along the trail shelter nestlings in their leafy foliage and provide seeds for ground squirrels, quail, and rabbits. Kangaroo rats rest in their root systems, and the wolfberry's small red fruits feed cactus wrens. The abundant triangle burrsage protects saguaro seedlings from rodents and birds, and shades hedgehog and fishhook cacti from summer heat and winter frost. Notice the spacing of shrubs. The competition for moisture and nutrients is constant. These plants protect their space by keeping rivals for food or water away. The creosote bush roots, for instance, secrete a growth-inhibiting toxin into the ground to discourage encroaching plants. You do what you gotta do, you know? I get that. Now, if we could just figure out which one's a creosote bush. Oh my goodness. I am gonna guess that either this pale thing here or this bright green thing here is creosote. I honestly don't know which one though. The spines on that prickly pear. Oh my goodness, so long. Such very long spines. They're like porcupine quills. They're ridiculous. Ooh, I see something we're going to walk off trail to go see. So, this guy here, nice young saguaro. That guy there, heckin' old saguaro. But check out the life at the top. It's got buds. But what I want to see is this guy here, which I think, if I'm seeing it properly, and I might be wrong, but I believe this is what used to be a saguaro, and that this is what they look like when they're old and they fall down. Because I've seen some standing up by the side of the road while driving here, and they do this. They kind of just come apart into shreds, and they sort of peel down. It's a really interesting plant, the way that it passes away. I like that this one looks like he's dancing. That's the one with the fruit at the top. I do like this little discovery trail if you've got little kids or really old people. It's nice and flat and paved and very easy to traverse. There's a hole there. Probably somebody lives in that hole, I'm guessing. Another good sign. Giving and taking. Legumes, members of the pea family, illustrate unusual interrelationships between desert animal and plant life. Mesquite trees have hard, stone-like seeds, which rarely sprout. However, the seeds soften rapidly after passing through the digestive tracts of animals, and when excreted are ready for germination. The legume replenishes nitrogen removed from the soil by other plants. Nodules on legume roots convert atmospheric nitrogen absorbed by the plant for release into the soil. Look for legumes, which include mesquite, palo verde, ironwood, and acacia, growing in washes where they create a welcome microclimate for birds, reptiles, rabbits, and rodents. The bean pods supply sugar-rich food for deer and other animals, and insects feed on the dropped vegetation, which returns valuable nutrients to the soil. And they show you on this picture what mesquite looks like, what ironwood looks like, what catclaw acacia looks like, and what palo verde looks like. So, maybe I will figure those out. Yeah, it's a lizard. But there it is. A saguaro that's no longer alive. And you can see where bits of the branch have just peeled off and ended up on the ground. It's fascinating to me how these pass away and how old this must have been before it got there. But still life around here. I don't know if I caught that little lizard guy on camera, but he was roaming around in there too. And there's a little baby saguaro right there. So maybe eventually that one will grow up to become a full-fledged saguaro in its own right. Alright, now to get back to the trail proper. And like I said, when you're in national parks, don't go off trail. Do as I say, not as I do. The Sonoran Desert supports a surprisingly busy community of desert animals searching constantly for food and moisture. Both plant and meat-eating animals coexist here. Small animals like ground squirrels, rabbits, and rodents scramble to find enough seeds to eat, while wary not to become a meal for coyote or other carnivore. Hunting at night, the gray and kit foxes prey on birds, reptiles, and kangaroo rats. The other night hunters, badgers, raccoons, and skunks, search for insects, larvae, bird eggs, and nestlings. Life can be hard and short for desert animals as they feed on their neighbors and in turn furnish sustenance for other animals in the chain of life. birds at work. You get roadrunners, western diamondback rattlesnakes, Gila woodpeckers, which are the ones that peck the holes inside of the saguaro and nest there, and Gambel's quail. Curve-billed thrasher and cactus wren are nesting in cholla, so if only I knew what a cholla was. Ooh, little giants. Insects. Ants, wasps, and spiders and moths. And millipedes. Scorpions. Tarantulas. They represent 80% of the total animal life in the Sonoran Desert. Insects are numerically second only to plants in the chain of life. I love how this one's clearly thriving. It's got spines all the way up, hardly any damage. It's got lots of shoots there at the top. This one here is doing fine. And that's what their roots look like, in case you never saw the bottom of one. Tortoises, lizards, and snakes. Desert spiny or zebra-tailed lizard. Sluggish Gila monster. Desert snakes hibernate in winter and remain in shade or underground burrows during the summer. Gopher and coach whip snakes. And the desert tortoise can most often be seen after a summer monsoon. Which could be why we're not seeing a lot of animal life out here, is that they believe it's winter. And I suppose when you're used to a 100 plus degree day, 60 would feel like winter. That's an impressive one right there. Look at that. And it's still spouting new buds as well. That one has done very well for itself. Alright, well, we're just about done with this part of the tour, with the walking tour of Discovery Center. I think we're going to go see if we can catch up with that gaming group. But I really appreciate you guys joining me for this walk through the Sonora Desert in the Saguaro National Forest. Circle of life, indeed. Yeah.